Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. 1948 Bowman marks the first time the company made a set of cards for the sport. The checklist might be small and the design plain, but it's a landmark release for numerous reasons, including several key rookie cards. 1948 Bowman has just 48 cards, 12 of which are short prints. Top rookies in the set feature a trio of all-time greats, Stan Musial, Warren Spahn, and Yogi Berra. Other rookies in 1948 Bowman include Red Schoendienst, Phil Rizzuto, Ralph Kiner, and Bobby Thompson. Measuring 2 1/16 by 2.5 inches, the cards are smaller than today's standard size. Done in black and white, players are shown with largely boring waist-up shots that are tightly cropped and show little personality. There are a few exceptions, but not many. Backs are similar to what collectors found on Gaudi cards before World War II. The top has the card number and the player's name in a headline. Vitals follow along with a short bio. The bottom of the card has an ad for Blony bubblegum. 1948 Bowman is an important set for the hobby as it introduced a major manufacturer that helped usher in modern trading cards. Admittingly, the cards aren't as nearly as attractive as Bowman sets made in subsequent years, but the set's significance is more as a launching point for the brand and the key players. Although popular, cards don't generally sell as well as those from 1949 Leaf. Granted, that set has rookie cards of Jackie Robinson and Satchel Paige, something Bowman doesn't. The color in Leaf is also considered to be more pleasing by a lot of collectors. In this video, I'm going to show the top 10 most valuable cards from the 1948 Bowman set based on their PSA 4 values. I'll also give the values of those cards in higher grades as well as the population count of those grades. Now, as a side note, because some cards have low population counts, the values in some grades might not reflect current prices since it may be a year or two or even more since a copy in that grade has been sold. Now, before I get to the top 10, here are the cards that just missed the top 10. At number 15, the Frank Shea short print card. At number 14, the Augie Gallen card. At number 13, the Johnny Ryrostek card. At number 12, the Marty Marion card. And at number 11, the Johnny Mize card. So, which cards made the top 10 list? Let's go find out. Coming in at number 10, we have the Bobby Thompson rookie card. In the PSA 4, there have been 79 graded copies with a current VCPA average price of $94. There have been 65 graded at PSA 5. They sell for around $160. There have been 68 graded at PSA 6. They sell for around $182. There have been 46 graded at PSA 7. They sell for around $507. There have been 25 graded at PSA 8. They sell for around $580. There have only been 6 graded A PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in May of 2021 through eBay and sold for $1,699. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Bobby Thompson card. At number 9, we have the Floyd Bevins card. In a PSA 4, there have been 48 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $100. There have been 55 graded at PSA 5. They sell for around $62. There have been 64 graded at PSA 6. They sell for around $57. There have been 59 graded at PSA 7. They sell for around $151. There have been 41 graded at PSA 8. They sell for around $210. There have been 9 graded a PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was also in May of 2021 through eBay and sold for $812. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Floyd Bevins short print card. Coming in at number 8, we have the Enos Slaughter card. In a PSA 4, there have been 140 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $124. There have been 145 graded at PSA 5. They sell for around $153. There have been 166 graded at PSA 6. They sell for around $239. There have been 120 graded at PSA 7. They sell for around $395. There have been 74 graded at PSA 8. They sell for around $865. There have been 10 graded at PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in September of 2023 through Memory Lane and sold for $2,570. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Enos Slaughter card. Coming in at number 7, we have the Ralph Kiner rookie card. In a PSA 4, there have been 190 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $179. There have been 174 graded at PSA 5. They sell for around $326. There have been 180 graded at PSA 6. They sell for around $396. There have been 120 graded at PSA 7. They sell for around $735. There have been 95 graded at PSA 8. They sell for around $1,503. There have been 12 graded at PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in May of 2022 through Memory Lane and sold for $14,761, placing the Ralph Kiner at the number 4 spot in terms of PSA 9 graded copies on this list. Now, there has been one graded a PSA 10, but there has not been a reported sale of that PSA 10 in VCP's database. Coming in at number 6, we have the Red Shandiest rookie card. In a PSA 4, there have been 113 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $237. There have been 86 graded at PSA 5. They sell for around $405. There have been 100 graded at PSA 6. They sell for around $552. There have been 51 graded at PSA 7. They sell for around $849. There have been 41 graded at PSA 8. They sell for around $1,662. There have only been 6 graded at PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in September of 2023 through Memory Lane and sold for $12,113, placing the Red Shandiest at the number 5 spot in terms of PSA 9 graded copies on this list. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Red Shandiest card. At number 5, we have the Bob Feller card. In a PSA 4, there have been 207 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $250. There have been 227 graded at PSA 5. They sell for around $393. There have been 218 graded at PSA 6. They sell for around $653. There have been 143 graded at PSA 7. They sell for around $762. There have been 110 graded at PSA 8. They sell for around $847. There have been 16 graded a PSA 9. They sell for around $5,918. Now, there have been 2 graded a PSA 10. The only PSA 10 sale recorded in VCP's database took place in May of 2017 through Memory Lane and sold for $11,978, placing the Bob Feller at the number 3 spot in terms of PSA 10 graded copies on this list. Coming in at number 4, we have the Phil Rizzuto short print. In the PSA 4, there have been 171 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $289. There have been 163 graded at PSA 5. They sell for around $314. There have been 137 graded to PSA 6. They sell for around $540. There have been 85 graded to PSA 7. They sell for around $1,124. There have been 65 graded to PSA 8. They sell for around $1,980. There have been 11 graded A PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in December of 2023 through REA and sold for $4,920. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Phil Rizzuto card. Coming in at number 3, we have the Warren Spahn. In a PSA 4, there have been 284 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $319. There have been 240 graded to PSA 5. They sell for around $510. There have been 210 graded to PSA 6. They sell for around $700. There have been 112 graded to PSA 7. They sell for around $1,583. There have been 65 graded to PSA 8. They sell for around $3,780. There have been 10 graded to PSA 9. They sell for about $17,215, placing the Warren Spahn also at the number 3 spot in terms of PSA 9 graded copies on this list. And there has not been a PSA 10 graded copy of the Warren Spahn rookie card. At number 2, the Yogi Berra. In a PSA 4, there have been 330 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $702. There have been 285 graded to PSA 5. They sell for around $1,030. There have been 248 graded to PSA 6. They sell for around $1,773. There have been 147 graded to PSA 7. They sell for around $2,920. There have been 109 graded to PSA 8. They sell for around $7,900. There have been 10 graded A PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in June of 2022 through Golden Auction and sold for $50,400, placing the Yogi Berra rookie card at the number 2 spot as well in terms of PSA 9 graded copies on this list. And there has been 1 PSA 10 graded copy of the Yogi Berra card. The last sale of that card was in May of 2017 through Memory Lane and sold for $192,000, also placing the Yogi Berra at the number 2 spot in terms of PSA 10 graded copies. And the number 1 most valuable card from the 1948 Bowman set is the Stan Musial rookie card. In a PSA 4, there have been 377 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $1,167. There have been 304 graded to PSA 5. They sell for around $1,383. There have been 215 graded to PSA 6. They sell for around $2,847. There have been 109 graded A PSA 7. They sell for around $3,538. There have been 61 graded to PSA 8. They sell for around $13,047. There have been 15 graded to PSA 9. The last PSA 9 sale was in November of 2023 through Heritage Auction and sold for $51,600, placing the Stan Musial rookie card at the number 1 spot as well for PSA 9 graded copies. And there has been 1 PSA 10 graded copy. The last sale of that card was in May of 2017 through Memory Lane and sold for $360,000, also placing the Stan Musial rookie card at the number 1 spot in terms of PSA 10 graded copies. But there you go, the top 10 most valuable cards from the 1948 Bowman set. As always, would love to know what you think about the 1948 Bowman set in general and the cards that made the top 10 list. And if you've missed any of the videos in this series, here too that you can check out. With that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.